Hello and welcome to another Malaysia GE13 podcast. This podcast is a discussion between me and a fellow postal voter which took place at the Malaysian High Commission recently. We discussed the similarities and differences between the 1969 and 2013 elections, as well as the likelihood, if any, of the reoccurrence of the May 13 riots. Enjoy.
Shouldn't draw parallel between 1969 and...
No, because you say that there are actually similarities between 1969 and this year. Actually, I didn't know that as well, that this is the first time the election happens after 5 years, when the parliament is forced to be dissolved by automatic. And that also because... But everyone knows this, that these are probably the 2 years where the opposition has a bit of a footing and a chance of overthrowing the incumbent government. But I mean, it's also important to not only look at the parallel, the similarities, but also the differences. Yeah, because otherwise it creates a false sense of impression that riots may happen, which I think a lot of older generations, that's what they are really afraid of. Yeah, but I would, being a younger generation, I would tend to disagree with that. I think that there are differences between then and now. That if there is a change of government, which I think, although I do hope that happens, I think unlikely as well. But if that does happen, I don't think a riot would happen as well. Like I just said, because mainly the middle class is quite different. Back in '69, the middle class are basically mainly Chinese. So the wealth, the rich and the poor gap is quite large. And so obviously when opposition get a lot of votes, there might be riots. But this time around, if there's a riot, there will be significant economic impacts. It will affect the middle class, and the middle class are quite strong in the middle class these days. So they will not try to have this kind of disruption. And also back then, the opposition are mainly Chinese, basically dominant, Chinese DAP dominant. This time we have a more good mix. DAP, PAS, PKR has a more, how would I say, equal footing, so there's less likely chance of that happening. That's my view. So just to summarize what I just said. Yeah, because I've got nothing to lose, right? I mean, I'm so poor, I've got nothing, and then now you're telling me that I'm going to lose all my rights, special rights as Malay. I'm going to be really unhappy. I'm going to do something. But now it's like, okay, I want, for example, my special rights, for example. But then I'm actually a banker. I'm actually working at CIMB, right? I'm actually a lawyer, I'm a banker, maybe I still want my special rights, but now you say that, I'm going to lose my special rights, but hello, I'm still a banker.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's not the end of the world. I'm still a banker. Probably I'll hope next term round I'll vote you out. But they won't start throwing Molotov cocktails and stuff like that. Yeah.
But okay, this one is the more urban middle class Malays. But what do you think about those who stay in the more rural areas?
Yeah,
because BN has the most support there right now.
But I think a lot of the rural areas, yeah, you are right. I think there are increased chance of having some kind of disruption or maybe some kind of unpeaceful events in rural areas. But I think in rural areas, most of them are quite conservative. They are basically don't want anything to happen. So they don't want any changes. So as much as they don't like something, they won't try to create a riot to change something. That's what I believe.
Thank you for listening. I hope that was insightful. Stay tuned for future podcasts at malaysiage13.wordpress.com.